Guys, welcome back to Glam Finds. I'm here to tell you about Dapper's February/Valentine's Day sale and their Valentine's Day boxes. And as usual, this is the second time I'm shooting this because I forgot to turn the mic on the first time. That's kind of my thing now. But let me tell you about the discount, and this discount runs the entire month of February 2022, just in case you're watching this in the future. It's going to be Love 15% off of everything. However, if you are spending $150 or more, I'm going to link all of the best discount codes down below. For example, if you spend over $300, you get 30% off. Definitely use that code. Don't use the 15% off because that's very silly. So I'm going to have all the best codes linked down below. The other thing I want to talk to you about is something that I asked him to do because I thought it would be really cool. He's doing these Valentine's Day boxes, so you can get either a body butter and a 17 ml travel spray, which is kind of nice, body butter and a 30 ml, or a body butter and a 60 ml, and each box is going to be $5 off, plus you can use the 15% off or whatever discount you're going to end up using depending on how much you're going to spend, on top of it already having that extra discount. And I thought it was a really cool idea in case you want to gift somebody something from Dapper for Valentine's Day. But I do want to mention that there are 10 body butters available. So the way that the site works, you do have to go an extra step. You're going to add the Valentine's Day box to your cart, and you need to go in the notes and say which fragrance you want and which body butter you want. Keep in mind, only 10 body butters are available. So go to the body butters page, pick the body butter, and then make sure that it's one of the available ones. It can't be one that does not exist. To make it easier, I'm gonna go ahead and type up the 10 body butters that are available down below, just in case you are watching this video. They don't have to be the same, so the fragrance can be different from the body butter. For example, like I really like layering Molecule 01 with a lot of my fragrances, so I would pick a fragrance like something like, I don't know, Sauvage Elixir, and then I would layer it with Molecule 01 or something like that. I like layering Molecule 01 with everything, and then I layer Molecule 02 with a lot of things too, because who doesn't love Ambroxan? So just make sure though that it's one of the body butters that is available. Again, I'm gonna put all that down below. Now I have 8 fragrances here. I'm gonna talk about them. One of them I'm not gonna talk about a lot because it is not available. Let me just go ahead and start with that one. It's not gonna drop for 6 weeks. I'm gonna give you more information about it, but right now I'm just gonna get you excited that it is coming. There was a little delay in this one, but it's gonna be Indultiota. And I will tell you that I like this one more than I thought. I like all of these more than I thought because a lot of these are more dense fragrances, and that's not always my thing, but with this house, because the concentration is so high, the top notes actually last for the most part longer than the OG, so they maintain a little bit more freshness, so it tends to be more my taste. And I live in the state of California. It doesn't get that cold out here most of the time, so I can actually wear these, whereas sometimes it's a little bit more difficult for me to wear the OG of some of these fragrances. This one is really, really nice. You know, I really don't want to talk too much about it, but if you were thinking like Indultiota is a little bit expensive, I want to try it. It is coming really soon. I mean, 6 weeks soon, but let me go to the next one. And the next one is going to be Zerjoff Symphonium. Now this one I get a little bit of a cotton candy vibe from. I definitely pick up on that orange, and I pick up on some of the spices and the musk, but I'm definitely getting a cotton candy feel. Kind of like a clean cotton candy. I don't find it overly sweet at all because I don't really like that. I think it's the musk that keeps it pretty fresh. I think this is supposed to have oud in it. I don't necessarily detect that unless it's just blended in more to the background. If you do kind of dig a cotton candy vibe, but on the fresh side, I think this one would be up your alley. The next one is going to be Vanille Van. So you're gonna get some amber, vanilla, spices, get a little tobacco and rum in here, and there is dried fruits. So what I wanna say about that is it does have some sweetness, but I wouldn't really call this a sweet fragrance. This is something for someone who is more refined. When I initially sprayed this, I was like, I'm not really sure if it's gonna be my taste, but then I sprayed it on skin and I was like, I actually really enjoy this for something formal. Not what I'd call a youthful fragrance at all, but if you want something like just formal, classy to dress up. This one is definitely a contender. The next one I want to talk about is one that I didn't think I was gonna, or I wasn't sure if I was gonna like, and it's gonna be from Carolina Herrera, Nightfall Patchouli. I actually really like the sticker on this one. This is really, really nice. It's sweet, not too sweet. The patchouli's there, it's not dirty. Kind of get like a mentholated feel. And then the cinnamon is just forefront. And it's classy and it's sexy and it's honestly better than I would have thought. Like, I blind buy a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to, I know this is like the high end of Carolina Herrera, but sometimes if I see notes and I'm like, oh, those are really nice, I'll blind buy a bottle. Had I seen this like on Fragrance Buy or something and saw the notes, I would not blind buy it based on this, but this is really, really nice. Super unisex, by the way. I like it. If you like patchouli, and I'm saying not a dirty patchouli, it's just kind of a almost chocolatey patchouli, but not quite. And you like cinnamon, again, this patchouli is a little mentholated. It's got kind of that vibe. And then it's like perfectly sweetened with that vanilla. Perfectly to me, by the way, may not be the same as to you. I don't like things that are overly sweet. I'm not a fan at all. This is nice. Super classy. And for this price point versus what you can actually get it for, I think it's definitely worth a pickup, even if you just want to pick up a small bottle. Actually, I should have said this at the beginning. Even with the sale and everything, you're still getting samples with every single order, by the way. That always continues. I'm going to pop all this information down below so it's more available to you. The next one I want to talk about is this one, because this one actually impressed me a lot. Orchid Veneer from Van Cleef & Arpels. So you definitely have floral notes, including rose. Vanilla is there, but I definitely pick up the chocolate and some almond. It's really pretty. It has that orchid note in there too, which I personally really like. Yeah, you know what's funny? I didn't really think that this one was going to be my taste either. But I really enjoy it. I feel like this is another one that I would dress up. To be fair, I would probably dress up all of these. Like this is not exactly some casual one. The one that it is something that I think you could pull off casually is maybe not the one you'd expect. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. But yeah, I would totally dress this one up. Also, I should mention that all of these are very Valentine's appropriate. They're very, I don't want to call them romantic fragrances, but they'd be like really nice date night fragrances, like where you go out to a nice restaurant that you have to make reservations for. Or you don't have to make reservations for. You can class up any restaurant, guys. Do what you want. I'm just saying, you could totally dress this all the way up, and I think you do really well with this, and actually most of these. But again, I really wasn't sure if I was going to like this, but I really, really do. The next one, let's do this one. Bodacia, the Victorious Bodacious. I didn't have a lot of information on this one initially, but you get like cherry, you get booze, you get some spices. There's vanilla and tonka in here, but cherry is definitely forefront, and I think the cherry is mixed with a bitter almond. I like that a lot. Cherry rum and bitter almond are honestly what I get the most of. I get some of the floral notes, but they're not as prominent. I think the heliotrope is in here and it blends in with the almond, but I just like the almond and cherry and the rum, in my opinion, are where you're gonna get the most of. And it's nice, it's got a little tang to it. It's sweet, but not too sweet. And this is the one I would say, like, you could totally dress it up, but you could dress it down too. It's cherry. The cherry I get here, by the way, is kind of a machino cherry. Reminds me of a cocktail, again, because I get the machino cherry and the rum. It smells really good. I have two more to talk about. I'm gonna save my favorite one for last. So this one, I wasn't sure. I've heard like so much about this one, but I always thought it was gonna be super sweet. It is not. It is sweet, definitely, but it's not super sweet, and it's gonna be Gourmand Cocaine. And this one, I think forefront, I get rum, and then I get chocolate. You get a little spice, but rum, cacao, and chocolate definitely front and center for me, and it's really nice. Definitely something I would reach for, especially on cold days, which again, it's more cold nights where I live. Daytime, we're back to pretty high heat. I mean, 55 degrees, but so sunny that if you're wearing more than a t-shirt, it's too much. I think it's really gorgeous. I really like that combination of notes. And I would dress that up, but to be honest, like I totally would be okay rocking that casually. My version of casual, maybe not everybody else's version of casual, but I think I would be more than fine rocking it casually. But I want to talk about my favorite one. It drops next Monday, and this one is also insanely potent already, which is kind of interesting because it's been poured really recently. Guerlain Tonka Imperial. So because it said Tonka, I was like, it's gonna be super dense, maybe too sweet for me. It's not at all. It's Tonka, some woods, but it's got some tobacco. It's not that sweet honey tobacco. The tobacco in here is not like that, because that typically ruins it for me and makes it too sweet. You're gonna get that Tonka and tobacco, but you're also gonna get that bergamot in the opening, and that lasts for quite a while in this fragrance. So I wore this to work one night and it lasted way longer than I thought it was going to. It really only faded hours later. Again, his top note will last typically way longer than the OG because of the concentration of these fragrances. But on top of that, I got the almond, and I love almond fragrances. It's gonna be really hard to make an almond fragrance that I don't enjoy. The way that all of this blends together, and you're gonna get a little bit of greenness. Yeah, you're gonna get a little bit of greenness from the pine, but it's really nice. It's really well blended. It's sweet, it's not overly sweet. It lasts. I kept getting wafts of it throughout the day, and I only wore it on skin. So I did my neck, and then I did each wrist, but the wrist was covered by a sweater, but I was still smelling it. And I woke up the next morning smelling it, and it was on my skin. I think I timed it for 17 hours, but I mean, it's because I showered. It probably would have stayed for 24, but yeah, that's not gonna work for me. But it stayed for a really long time. I was super impressed with it, and I would say I enjoyed it the entire time. Projected really well at the beginning. Projected actually really well for a long time. Yeah, I just really like it. The way it's blended and not too sweet, and it maintains some freshness. Perfect for me. I'm really big on almond. Again, like the bitter almond in here is amazing. The way it blends in with the Tonka. I don't find it too powdery or anything like that, in case you are wondering, because Tonka and almond, it could go in that direction, but it doesn't. I think maybe that pine and the bergamot kind of save it. Obviously there's some woods in there and everything, but this is just a really nice fragrance. And if you were like, I only want one of these 100% for me, I would say this one, Tonka Imperial. I also really, really like Bodacious, and probably Nightfall Patchouli is my third, which again, kind of weird because I didn't know if that was really going to be my thing. But it's really nice. And then probably Gourmand Cocaine and Orchid Veneer right after that. But Gourmand Cocaine first. Yeah. I just like that Nightfall Patchouli is different. But really, really pleasant. So, I mean, I like them all. Vanille Havane if you're like looking for something really formal. Because out of all these, it's the most formal one. But it's really pleasant. And I think a lot of people are going to really like that one. But if you have any questions about these, let me know down below. If you've already tried some of these, let me know down below. I know not all of them have dropped yet. Again, Tonka Imperial does not drop until this upcoming Monday, but it's really, really nice. Just in case you were wondering, again, lasts really long. If you have any question about the discounts or how to order or anything like that, let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like this video if you liked it, be subscribed to my channel, hit that notification bell to get notified when I drop a new video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!